everyone, welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how to do this makeup look, which is an interpretation of a modern smoky eye. Obviously this look is looking a little bit more glamorous because I've used shimmery eyeshadows and I've gone quite dark and black on the edges. You can use the exact same technique and maybe use matte eyeshadows or lighter colors, more browns, more bronzes, more golds if you wanted to, and it would look a bit more softer and natural, but the technique would be the same. So I've been thinking about a modern smoky eye a lot lately, and just smoky eyes in general. It's definitely one of my most requested eye makeup looks when I do weddings or bridesmaids or when I have private clients. And there's so many different interpretations of a smoky eye. So I've sat and I've written down probably about 8 different interpretations of what a smoky eye could be. And I'm hoping to be able to film a series for you guys where I show you all of these different smoky eye makeup looks. Time allowing, obviously I've got a full-time job, so wherever I can squeeze it in, I will. So let's get into it. I hope you guys enjoy it. So I've already done my foundation, my contour, my blush, and my lips. And I just realized I haven't done my highlighter yet. So for my highlighter, this is one of the most beautiful palettes from CATRICE. Just look at that packaging. It's called Better Than Gold Baked Highlighter Palette. And you can see in there just how beautiful they are. I'm going to use that, this lighter shade. So I'm just going to grab that lighter shade and I'm going to pop that up here. Beautiful texture. You can see how fine it is. It doesn't have any glitter pigments in it. Blends really well. And then if I wasn't wearing my fringe, I would normally take my highlighter and I would just pop a little bit just up here. And if you look at that, it just gives such a nice glowy, healthy skin look. So the first thing I want to do is just my brows quickly, and I'm going to use this new it's called the Brow Perfector in brown from Elizabeth Arden. And what I love about this is just how thin and small this tip is, as you can see. Don't leave it out that long because it'll break as you use it. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of that out like that. So my brows are microbladed, as most of you are aware of. So I'm going to just go over that. You can see my microblading has faded a bit. I had it, I did it about 2 years ago. So what I love about this is you can actually draw fine little hairlines. So for this inner part here, I love just doing those fine little hairline strokes. And then I'm just going to go right into the bottom here, do a straight line, and then again just do those fine little hairline strokes going out. Just want to extend my brow a little bit up there. Okay, you can see how lovely. It's also just soft, it's not too heavy. Let's just make this into a little bit more of a point. So I'll normally go up. I'll do up strokes up until about here, and you can actually see that in most people's natural brow shape. You can see that all the hairs kind of go up and then they start curving, and then the hair actually starts growing out from the top here. So I would do the little hairline strokes going down like that. So that's how I would do that brow, and it's just such a beautiful color as well. And then what I do is I love using this Maybelline Brow Drama. It's in medium brown, and then just brush up on this inner corner here like that, and then from here just shape it a little bit upwards, but not up like I went here. So kind of just a little bit up, but following the curve of the brow. Okay, so onto the eye makeup, the reason why we are here. As mentioned, we're doing a modern smoky eye, and what that means is that, back in the day, smoky eyes used to be quite a big black mass on your eye. It used to extend quite high up, a lot of blending of eyeshadows. And I think the recent interpretations, and there's quite a few interpretations of a smoky eye, is just, it's still smoky. It still has that blended vibe to it, whether you're using pencils or eye crayons or eyeshadows, but it's just more condensed. So it's just come closer to the lash line. So I'll explain it as we go along. So to start with, as my primer, I'm going to use my Pro Longwear Paint Pot from MAC. This is Bear Study. I love using these as primers. They're actually cream eyeshadows, but I just find they make such a great base, and they really make your eyeshadow last long. So I'm just using my fingers and I'm blending that in, and then I want to have most of the color and density in this area here, and then whatever's left on my finger I will just blend up into the brow bone. And then it's also important not to forget to put primer on the bottom lash line, especially with a smoky eye. Quite a lot goes onto that bottom lash line, so just blend that in as well. Because this is such a nice highlighter color, I'm grabbing a little bit of that as well and just putting it here on this inner corner. I do need to mention that normally when I do a smoky eye, I would do my eyes first and then my foundation. But just for time's sake, I did my foundation first. So let's see how it goes. If there's any fallout, we can clean it up and we can make sure that it looks good. For the eyeshadow, I'm going to use my Elizabeth Arden eyeshadows. This is such a cool palette. So I actually got these two separate, and then if you buy two, you actually get this palette with it, and they slide in, so they can actually, you can slide them in and out, which is amazing. Whoops. And then this color is called You Had Me at Merlot. So that palette there's You Had Me at Merlot, and this one is Smoky Nice. I'm going to use both of these. I'm going for quite shimmery colors, so this would be probably more of an evening you know, an evening out kind of makeup. You don't have to use shimmery colors. You can use matte colors as well. You can also do this with browns as opposed to blacks. So just use your imagination, but it's really just the technique and the placement that I really want to show you guys. So we're going to start with this color here, and I'm just going to use a nice bigger fluffier blending brush, and I just want to push that into the crease. So just putting that into the crease and then blending it up. I always like to blend color into this inner corner here. I just really find that placing color there, it does help to open up the eye and elongate the eye. Okay, we don't want to blend it all the way up there, so we're just going to keep it blended to there. Just want to make sure this is soft as well. You don't want to go too dark in here, so just make sure that that is nice and soft. And then just using a smaller blending brush, it's got a bit more condense, I'm going to apply this color just underneath the lash line. And for this specific makeup look, I am going quite wide at the bottom. I'm not keeping it condensed to the lash line. Then I just want to join the bottom with the top on these outer corners. Okay, then we're going to go on to this lighter color here. That color, again, just using that little condensed brush. And I want to apply this on this inside, just this inner corner here, so the inner ball of the eye. And then with the blending brush, just want to soften that. So that's basically our base that we've created. So I just want to use a little bit of that just on this corner here at the bottom. Okay, so that's basically the base that we've created. And now it's time to actually add the smokiness of it. So I'm going to use this black color here. Again, just loving that it has quite a glittery shimmer to it. So I've just applied that dark color in the corner here, and then at the bottom as well. With the bottom, I'm going to go all the way through. Okay, this is also, again, for me, a modern smoky eye is like we don't just go into the corner. We actually smoke out the bottom lash line more than we do at the top. So just blend that all the way at the bottom. I'm just going to use these two brushes to do this makeup look, but in between using them, I'll just fluff them off on the back of my hand just to make sure that I don't have too much color on there. I just want to take this a little bit more in as well, but really just softly. So I'm taking that black color and we're really just blending it into just a little bit further in. But again, you can see we're not taking the dark color higher up. We're really just keeping it closer to the lash line. And just to intensify it a little bit more, I'm just going to add a bit of that color just to these outer corners. And then we also want to be able to pull it out so that it gives us an elongated eye. If you already have quite an elongated eye, rather keep it round. If you don't want to make it look more elongated. Again, just with that bigger brush, just softly blending that out. Okay, so that's the eyeshadow part done. This eyeshadow has dropped, I don't know if you guys can see, it has dropped a fair bit. So I'm just going to use a big fluffy brush and let's just see if we can brush it off without having to remove our makeup. I'm going to use my foundation sponge and just clean up a little bit. Let's see. Then I'm going to come in with some eye pencils, also from Elizabeth Arden. This is their High Drama eyeliner in smoky black. Really love these pencils. I've actually featured these pencils before, and what I love about them is just how long lasting they are. So you apply them, you got to work with them fairly quickly, and then they stay the whole day. They don't transfer, they don't smudge, they're amazing. So I'm going to use the black and I'm going to go around my top lash line with the black, and I really want to try get as close into the lash line as possible. And you can just see how easily it applies as well. It really is a beautiful eye pencil. And then just try get it into this inner corner as thin as possible. And then on this outer corner, I'm going to extend it a bit out just to again create that elongated eye look. And I'm just going to darken it ever so slightly just on these outer corners. And I just want to soften that. And just in here on this lash line, just blend it and smudge it a little bit in there. And then I'm going to take that pencil as well and go along the bottom lash line. We're not going in the waterline with the black. We're just following along that bottom lash line and just intensifying that smoky eye. And again, I'm going all the way underneath that bottom lash line and then using the brush again and just blending it. Making sure again that you join it with this outer corner. Then what I like to do is use a brown pencil. This is also from Elizabeth Arden. It is the High Drama eyeliner in Espresso, so it's the brown color. Again, lasts really long. That's why I love using these. I'm going to use this color and do it on my inner waterline. If you want to make your eyes look bigger, then don't do this step, okay? But this is going to just intensify it a bit more. So again, you don't have to do this step, but you'll be able to see the difference once I've applied it. So I'm going to take that pencil, pull down slightly, and just apply that all along that waterline, and make sure that you get it into the base of the lashes as well. The reason why is it just creates a nice blend. And I'm also going to take this and go into this inner waterline, but just to show you first, you can see the difference between my two eyes, how this one is now a bit more intense, a little bit smaller as well. With this eye, you can still see it's quite a bit bigger, more open. So I'm going to take this into that inner waterline. Oh, my eyes get sensitive. Then onto lashes. I'm just going to curl my eyelashes first. And then this is one of my absolute favorite mascaras. It's from Elizabeth Arden. It's called Grand Entrance Mascara. Really love this mascara. It's not waterproof, but I find it lasts really well. It doesn't transfer, it doesn't flake, and just how awesome is that brush? So the nice curve to help curl the lashes and lift the lashes, but I just love the bristles, that they're not too fast spaced, which means it's going to spread the lash and give you volume, so it makes it look like there's more. It also gives me great length, and it's just easy. It's easy to use because it gets in there easier. So let me stop talking and actually do it. So get right into the base of the lashes. I like to just wiggle it through, get right into that inner corner. Okay, I'm going to just load more product on there and then do a second coat. A little trick that I do to help make my eyes pop more, so the color of my eyes, is I use a purple mascara. This is a really nice one from Yves Saint Laurent. Also just love the brush, love the finish, love how long it lasts. But then what I do is once I've done my black mascara, I'll come in with this and I'll go really close to the roots, and it almost like it touches the inner waterline a little bit. And I just bring a little bit of that purple color in. And I know it's so subtle, but I find it really does help to just make the eye color pop. I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to see a difference on camera between this eye and that eye, but I normally do notice quite a difference with this, and I'll do it on the bottom lashes as well. And that is basically that look done, a modern smoky eye. I hope it makes sense and that you guys can see the difference with it not being too massive and too blended, but it's all very condensed, you know, so most of the intensity of the eye makeup is condensed and concentrated to the actual lash line. As mentioned, I would love to do a series of smoky eyes. You know, there's so many interpretations of what a smoky eye is, and this is the one that I feel is a modern smoky eye in terms of using eyeshadow. Then there's also another makeup look that is a modern smoky eye, but where you only use eye pencils and eye crayons, and it's really nice for like an everyday makeup look. So I'm going to try my best to do that one next, if time allows. But I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.